Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. James here as ever for today's video all about what is the ACCA and Oxford Brookes BSc degree and how does it all work. If this is the first time you've visited my channel before, hello, my name is James. I'm an ACCA qualified member from the UK, and on my channel I help out ACCA students, accounting students and professionals around the world sharing my insights and knowledge. And I always dedicate all my videos to my lovely subscribers. And today is no different because, as you can see up here, from Merkley, kindly drop me a message on about actually what is the Oxford Brookes BSc. I've heard sort of a bit about it. Can you do both a degree and ACCA? So thank you, Merkley, on there. And also on this side, I've popped up a little poll that I had on my Instagram account. So if you don't currently follow me, feel free to check it out. I post daily updates on there. But this is a real video where we just need to set the record straight. I'm just going to walk and talk you through all of the different aspects about the Oxford Brookes BSc if you're currently an ACCA student. If this is the first time you visited my channel, make sure you subscribe as well so you get access to all my free resources. And as we go through the video, if you find it helpful and insightful, obviously, give it a massive like and thumbs up, please, so that more ACCA students can see these videos. And as ever, thank you so much for all the support to the channel. I really appreciate it. And feel free to share it with any study buddies and friends because you know it's going to help them out. So make sure you've got a pen and paper at the ready. We're going to go through the actual slides. I'll put all the timings as well below, along with any links that I've referred to. So feel free to check them out. So let's head on over to the main screen, should I say. And 3 and 2 and 1 and go. So in today's lecture, first of all, we've got to consider what actually is the Oxford Brookes BSc and Honours degree. Well, this is where you're going to be an ACCA student working through your usual studies of the actual applied skills and applied knowledge papers, and you may have the opportunity to actually gain an applied accounting undergraduate degree whilst actually studying towards your overall ACCA qualification. And I can hear you now saying, well, I've heard of maybe Oxford, but I've never heard of Oxford Brookes. Well, they are actually ranked in the top 50 universities in the UK Complete University Guide 2021. So that really gives some credibility, and the partnership between ACCA and Oxford Brookes has been going on for numerous years as well, and I can only see it to continue to flourish and more ACCA students taking advantage of the actual opportunity to do an undergraduate degree. Because what it means is that maybe you've started your ACCA journey on the actual first papers, so business technology, financial accounting, maybe you had a couple of exemptions from doing your AAT. Well, this gives you the opportunity to complete an undergraduate degree like you would have got if you'd have gone to university and gone down that route, but potentially you've actually maybe done an apprenticeship or you've just started work. So in other words, you can actually still carry on to become a qualified ACCA accountant once you've completed all your actual examinations along with all the other experience, but this also gives you that opportunity to secure an undergraduate degree that could open up so many more different avenues within your career, and it wouldn't sort of pigeonhole you to say, oh, you couldn't go and work in that sector in the future. So it's a real opportunity for someone, especially if you've maybe done, as we said, an apprenticeship, just started work originally, or from a sort of college background on there. But then you've got to say to yourself, well, how does it actually work? Because I tend to find when I speak to ACCA students about this, it gets a bit cloudy, and we sort of go, well, I'm not sure how the process fits in from me being a current ACCA student to actually getting my actual applied accounting undergraduate degree. Well, as you can see on the screen, we've got the resource on there where all the slides are coming from today. So I'll put it in the description of the video below. Feel free to check it out. But first of all, as you can see on the diagram directly from ACCA, to actually undertake your Oxford Brookes BSc degree, you have to have completed all 9 of your applied knowledge and applied skills papers. So that is where from F1 to F9, you have to complete them all. On top of that as well, you've got to also complete your ethics and professional skills module. Now that's also very critical because before you actually go on to do your SBR or SBL papers, it's highly recommended that you also complete your ethics and professional skills module, because the actual studies show us that students who have completed that module are more likely to pass the strategic and the option papers. So definitely worth doing as well. But the key critical thing is in the middle there, because we actually have the research and analysis project, also known, if you want to get it down in your notes, as the RAP. You'll see this quite a lot on ACCA's website and Oxford Brookes' website. And this is the thing that you will have to do and undertake. So just to split it out, that here are my ACCA normal studies of doing the exams, passing them, but here is what I will need to do if I want to enrol within this actual degree program, and what will I have to do within this research and analysis project. Well, it's nicely broken down for you into two elements. You're going to have to undertake a research project of 7,500 words, and then from completing that research project, when you submit it, you're then also going to have to complete a skills and learning statement of 2,000 words, nicely broken down into two sections we can dive into in a bit more detail now. So the actual research project of 7,500 words, and again, this is all under the RAP. What will you actually be doing? Well, you'll be undertaking a research-based project focusing on a single organisation, and then you'll be presenting your findings to your mentor. Now, if you haven't got a mentor and you're watching this first of all, if you head on to Oxford Brookes' website, you can actually find a mentor on there. You should have at least 3 meetings before you actually submit this research project. And they've got a list of mentors from across the world, UK, Europe, America, wherever it may be, and you can actually find them on there. Some mentors do it for free, some mentors are paid, so just be aware of that as you're going through so that you actually set the expectations out on there. And then once you've actually had your meetings, you've completed your 7,500 word project on there, on that organisation, your possible results, and this is the real key thing to make sure you understand, are 3 grades if you actually pass the module of A, B and C, or if you don't pass it, then unfortunately it will be a fail grade. Now from that, if you were to pass, for example, you're then required to submit 2,000 words, and this is required to actually reflect on the research and analysis project, how the whole process and experience that you undertook actually went, because it's broken down into 2 areas that you'd need to actually address in that statement. First of all, being the ways that you've developed, both personally and academically, and then secondly, how will it help in your future as well, as to maybe you found a new career insight that you want to go into, or how will it benefit your current career and role, because most likely you're going to be studying and doing your ACCA at the same time as working full-time, just like I did. And again, the actual skills and learning statement here for those 2,000 words will be marked by Oxford Brookes, and you'll be given a simple pass or fail for it. Now, if you pass both elements of the actual research and analysis project, your overall grade for the Oxford Brookes actual submission will be an A, B or C. Okay, nice and simple on there. But this is the key thing when you're actually completing your work. Once you have actually passed the research and analysis project, you can't go back and make future amendments or submissions. So make sure you get that written down to say, I've got to get it to the highest possible standard, really put the effort in, go into as much detail as possible, and also to actually speak with your mentor to say, how can you improve meeting by meeting, setting those targets out so that the expectation is met, not that you submit your project, you don't get the grade that you want, and then you can't go back and actually complete it, because what it's saying there is you could get a pass grade of maybe C, and you want to get an A or a B, but once you actually submitted it and it's been passed, you can't go back and amend it. So just to be warned on there, because this is where the impact comes into it. So this is how your actual Oxford Brookes degree will be calculated, and the degree classifications are a first, an upper second, a lower second, or a third, or in other words, a first, a 2-1, a 2-2, or a third. Now, how do we actually calculate this? Well, first of all, you can actually find out the first bit yourself, because before you can actually attempt the Oxford Brookes degree, you need to have passed all of the actual F papers from 1 to 9. And as you can see on here, we've got the average mark is determined by the numerical average of the exams marks in your 6 applied skill level papers. So that's everything from F4 to F9, so from the actual law exam up until financial management. And then the second part on here is the grade achieved for your actual research and analysis project, that A, B and C we talked about. Well, as you can see, having a look on the actual table on the right hand side now, well, just for example, say if your average for your papers from F4 to F9 was 53, and on your project you got a C, for example, worst case scenario you did pass it, well then, as you can see on there, you'd be entitled to a third class honours degree. Still getting a degree, but it'd be a third class. Whereas, say for example, you got an average of 66 on your papers from F4 to F9, and you got an A on your project, then you would get a first overall. In other words, before you actually start the actual Oxford Brookes degree, if you're thinking about going through it, actually calculate your average mark, confirm this with ACCA and Oxford Brookes before you get started, because then you've actually setting your stall out to say, well, what are the potential classifications of degree that I can achieve if I actually want to undertake it, which I would recommend on that if you have the opportunity to and you are eligible to as well. Well, that nicely takes us through what actually is the Oxford Brookes degree. If you have found the video helpful, be sure to give it a massive like and thumbs up and share it with any ACCA students who you know that it could be that little nugget of information to help them out. And as ever, make sure you click one of the videos on the screen because that could help you out pass your next exam or provide you that little insight that you don't want to miss out on. But thank you very much for listening, and as always on that bombshell, I'll see you next time. Cheers!